What's up guys, it's your boy Spider back for another JJKPhantomparade video. So today we're going to be talking about the brand new summer Yuji that's finally out in the game, as well as all the other little things that are out in the game right now. Before we get started though, I'd really appreciate it because Uraume, like, comment, subscribe, really help me out trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But with that being said, let's get right into this. Also, sorry about this being a little bit later, than, you know, because the banner's already up and all that for several hours now, so sorry about that. But yeah, we do got a bit of a special case too with this Yuji because he's going to be dupe heavy, right? So he's going to be dupe reliant. But yeah, also another thing too, on the JP version, there's a summer, you know, there's like what we're getting Gojo, Megumi, and Abar, right? The Gojo came out a couple days after Yuji's banner, but for global, they're going to make him come out next week. So if you guys are interested in the Gojo, which is also dupe reliant, he's going to be coming out next week. So you may want to wait a week before you start summoning if you are interested more so in Gojo. We are getting a free multi though, so if you just log into the game you should get a free 10 roll, so that's pretty cool. We're also getting an SSR paid banner for what is it, for characters and for recollection bits, which is the usual thing, so you might be able to get something new out of this or something old, but at the very least one SSR is guaranteed, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, as it says here, July 31st, next week, we'll be seeing the summer Gojo. But yeah, it does suck that we're getting him a week later instead of a couple days later. But, you know, that's kind of how they do things on Global, where they like to do things like one character per week, you know, not really a couple days before. I think the only time they did that was for, like, New Year's time. I think they did that where it was, like, a couple days after. But that was basically it. Oh, also another big thing, too, is that we're going to be getting an update to the... We already have, well... not we're going to be getting, but there's now an update for the standard banner basically. So now there's going to be all these new characters here and all these recollection bits available to be pulled on the standard banner, as well as on any other future regular banner. So like Yuji's banner will have all these characters and recollection bits rated up. So if you guys are missing Choso or Shoko, they're finally added to the standard banner, so go ahead and use those standard banner tickets to try and get these characters because they're really good. You might have a chance to pull them, as well as these pretty good recollection bits here. Like this one's pretty good. This one's really good here. This one's not too bad. So you know, a lot of pretty good ones here. This, I think this this Gojo one was in the cubes. That's actually pretty good as well. So a lot of great recollection bits and pretty good characters here. I'd say only Ino and Mei here are the only two that are not that great, but Toji's decent for yellow DPS, and then Blue Maki is kind of decent as like a blue DPS character. Also, for logging in, you get a free 10 roll for Yuji's banner, and then if you do the event, you get another 10 roll for Yuji, so 2 free 10 rolls for Yuji with pretty cool stuff. Most likely we'll get something similar, maybe for Gojo, at the very least, 1 free 10 roll. We'll also be getting an event marathon, which is going to give you a free SSR ticket. So that's gonna be really cool too, because you know you might be able to pull some new characters like Chosa or whatever. So we're getting that, as well as the event. And then this is a new thing that I guess is on global. I assume this is on JP too, but it does mention specifically global edition of the game, so maybe it's global only. But basically for the Cursed Spirit cleanup, which is the thing where you get the materials for the hidden potential, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be these tickets where it'll, like, I guess auto clear it for you, so you don't have to actually like do it. But I mean, you can already have that, so I'm not sure. It might actually be something for something else, but it does say specifically Cursed Spirit cleanup. But regardless, pretty cool that we're getting 5 just tickets for that to just sweep it. Anyways, finally, let's get into Yuji. Let's see if he, you know, really is worth pulling or focusing on, because remember, he is dupe reliant, so you will need to pull more than one copy to make him good. Otherwise, he's kind of mid, from what I've been hearing, without dupes. Of course, he is a limited character because he's an anniversary character, but let's take a look. So he's going to be physical focused, which, you know, usually most Yujis are. He's going to be DPS, and then, yeah, only physical. Let's see, what else does he have? So no characteristics, but he does do Black Flash, which is iconic for Yuji. Alright, skill 1 here, body blow. At level 1, you're going to be dealing 189 melee physical damage to one enemy. You're going to increase your own critical hit rate by 14.9% for 3 turns, and then you're going to recover your own cursed energy by 10, zone state exclusive. So you only get this whenever he's in his zone state. And then at level 10, it's going to be 350 melee physical damage and then a 20% crit rate. At level 9, it'll be 19 and 332, so decent stuff there. Cursed energy stays the same. Skill 2 here, I'll beat the hell out of you. At level 1, it's going to cost you 20 cursed energy for this skill. You're going to deal 379 melee physical damage to one enemy for 4 hits. You're going to increase your own Black Flash rate by 14.9% for 3 turns to self and the ally in front of you. And then you're going to increase ultimate gauge charging rate by 9% for 2 turns only when you're in zone state. At level 10, it's going to be 700 melee physical damage, 20% black flash rate, and then a ultimate gauge charging rate of 15%. And then at level 9, it's going to be 19, 664 melee physical, and then 14 charging rate. So pretty good. Get a lot of damage out of this skill, which is pretty nice. Skill 3 here, Summer Sky Strike, is going to cost you 25 cursed energy. At level 1, you're going to increase your own break damage by 100%, removed after your skill activation, so it's only going to be when you do the skill. You're going to be dealing 444 melee physical damage to one enemy, and then you're going to increase the selected enemy's blue damage received by 15% for 3 turns, only when you're in the zone state. At level 10, it's going to be 850 melee physical damage, and then that's pretty much it, just more damage pretty much, so, you know, pretty good. So far, basically just only single target, no AoE stuff here, so he's gonna be really good for bosses, but he's not really meant for like AoE content, or like where there's like waves when there's multiple enemies, which I mean, he can still be good, right? Because he's gonna, I'm assuming, be a good DPS character, but he doesn't really have like a lot of AoE stuff going on. But I mean, so far it's decent, you know, nothing too crazy. Like, he does a lot of damage, which is nice with the skills. Break damage is pretty good, 100%. He's also able to increase the enemy's blue damage received when he's in zone state. 15% is not too high, but it's still not, you know, decent. And then the black flash rate by 20% increase to himself and the person in front of him is pretty cool. I think I like that a lot personally. His ultimate here, he's gonna grant himself hit status guaranteed, so he's gonna be able to go through, like, I'm assuming like domains, or basically if that like dodge or whatever, he can go through that. He's gonna deal 1,267 melee physical damage to one enemy. For 7 hits. Last hit will always perform a black flash and go through counters, and then he's going to increase the enemy's blue damage received by 50% for 3 turns, just at level 1. At level 10, it's going to be 1,900 damage, and then it's going to be 20% blue damage received to the enemy. So a lot more damage, so that's pretty good, so it does a lot more damage. And then let's see, so his SP potential unleashed here, so he already has an SP potential change here. I don't know if this is related to the dupes, or if this is just like specifically just his hidden potential or SP potential here. But let's see, so with SP potential unleashed here, so he does the same, but now he's going to also increase his own, or he's going to fill his ultimate gauge by 220. He's going to recover his own cursed energy by 15, which can go through the limit, and then auto unlocked with Awakening 1. So this is like the dupe specific one. So when you have one dupe, I'm assuming, because I'm pretty sure that's what dupes were. I kind of forgot low-key what they call dupes in this game, but I think Awakening 1 is dupes, I'm assuming. But let's see, auto unlocked with Awakening 1, so you get this immediately when you have a dupe. I can double check too in the game because the game's already up, so I can just double check that for you guys. And then displayed skill level is maxed. The SP skill effect still scales by skill effect level. Let me just double check in the game real quick. Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to double check in game, but yeah, it is Awakening. So yeah, so specifically with this thing is that I'm guessing, because it says auto unlocked Awakening 1, so what I'm assuming is that you could either spend the materials to get this SP potential, or you could just spend the one dupe and then get it that way, getting his this extra effect here with the Awakening 1, right? So with one dupe, he gets this like ultimate gauge and then cursed energy regen or whatever. Through one dupe. Other ways you can spend the materials for to like unlock it through the hidden potential system. And then I think that's pretty much all he really gets on his ultimate with one dupe, so nothing too crazy, but I guess the ultimate gauge charge is kind of nice, so that way he can get to his ultimate faster, plus having more cursed energy to use either skill 3 or 2. So I mean, it's decent. It's not too crazy to me though for first dupe, like, you know, buffs or whatever. His combo ultimate here is going to be 256 melee physical damage to one enemy, and then he's going to increase his and the allies' physical stat by 30% for 3 turns. And then hidden potential stage 2, the upgrade is going to be 384 melee physical damage, and it's going to be a 40% physical increase to his and the allies' stats. He's also going to increase his and the allies' black flash rate by 30% for 3 turns, which is really good. And then that's pretty much it. And then let's see, display percentage for combo effects. Okay, but it looks like this is gonna be, oh, hold on. It says the display percentages for combo effect is Awakening 5. So that's what this is with 5 dupes. So a 5 dupe, so like basically fully duped out, this is what his numbers are gonna be. So that means that at dupe 1, this is gonna be a lot smaller probably, so it's not gonna be 256 melee physical damage. It's probably gonna be maybe like 100 or less, and then this 30% here is gonna maybe be like 15 or something. I don't know, it's gonna be less, but yeah. So these are all like a dupe 5. So the same thing with here, this is gonna be all at dupe 5, these numbers, so they're gonna be a lot weaker with one dupe. His auto skills here, he does have regular and then also ones that are going to be related to dupes, but his regular ones here are going to be Sukana's Vessel. So at the start of battle, he's going to have Poison, Frostbitten, 30% chance and soul damage resistance to self. He's going to grant himself immunity to instant death effect caused by soul damage to self, able to perform soul attack. He's also going to have zone outburst, which is when he performs a black flash. He's going to increase his own physical stat, specifically zone, when he's in the zone state, by 50% for 4 turns, cannot be stacked, buffed, or nerfed. Recovers own cursed energy by 10, that can go through the limit. And then he's going to decrease the following debuffs effectiveness by 5%, prioritizes the most recent debuff, so reduce physical stat, increase physical stat damage received, and then increase jutsu damage received. So all these are going to be reduced by 5% for those like debuffs. He's also going to have Let's Go All Out. So at the start of the battle, he's going to recover his own cursed energy by 10. They can go through the limit. That's pretty nice. And then his SP potential unleashed here, which is going to be related to his dupes. So it's going to be relating to critical hit enhancement. So when performing critical hit or black flash 1 time per turn, you're going to increase your own critical hit rate by 20% for 4 turns and increase your own black flash rate by 10% for 4 turns. He's also going to increase his own physical step special by 50% for 4 turns. That's pretty strong. Cannot be stacked, buffed, or nerfed, so it can't be touched. And then to self and the ally in front of him, he's going to increase the ultimate gauge charging rate by 10% for 4 turns, and this will also be auto unlocked at dupe 3. So you get all of this stuff at dupe 3. Otherwise, you would have to spend the materials to get this, I'm assuming, because it does say specifically auto unlock, not specifically that it's like locked. So I'm assuming as long as you spend the materials, you can get it that way, or you can get 3 dupes and get it that way. But it is quite expensive to go all that way just for those things. But I mean, it's not bad, it's decent. I don't know if I'd say it's like really worth it necessarily, because like some of these buffs, like they're nice, but they don't really seem like, whoa, like I'm getting like a ton of like stuff out of this, you know? That's kind of how I feel about this, where it's like, it's not bad, but it's not like to the point where I'm like, this is like really cracked. It's just more so like, it's good. It's just that I don't know if like going for 3 dupes for all this is like necessarily worth it. From what I do remember though, I think the order you would probably want to go about it would be like Gojo, and then like Nobara, Megumi, and then maybe Yuji at the bottom, just because I know that for sure Megumi and Nobara don't need dupes, they're not dupe reliant. And then for this for between Gojo and Yuji, I'm pretty sure Gojo is better than Yuji, and I think Gojo is a support character again with the summer version. That's kind of what I remember from like what people were saying. But yeah, also if you do get his 2 dupes, you do get another version of his like artwork or whatever. So if you want to have it in the lobby, you just need 2 dupes for that. So I guess the way it's going to be going down is with 1 dupe, you get a buff to his ultimate. With 2 dupes, you get this artwork here, and then with 3 dupes, you get upgrades to his auto skills here, and then with 5 dupes you get a fully upgraded version of his combo ultimate. But I'm assuming, yeah, his ultimate's only reliant on 1 as far as I'm aware of here. So yeah, I mean overall he's not bad. I think he's gonna be a pretty good, I mean he does a lot of damage, right? He does a lot of damage with skills and everything, so I think overall he's not a bad character. I think he's pretty good. I don't know if I would necessarily chase dupes for him right away. I'd say maybe if anything, maybe trying to get 1 copy wouldn't be too bad, but I wouldn't really like, okay, I think what I'm trying to say is that I wouldn't spam, like I wouldn't go too crazy for this Yuji. Like I'd maybe do like maybe a few 10 rolls. It just depends on how much you have. Otherwise I'd say the better bet would be probably just wait for Gojo to come out next week, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a way better sense to spend your cubes on. So I'd say wait for this Yuji. Don't like spend all your cubes on him yet. Just wait to pull for Gojo first, try to get his dupes or whatever, and then maybe try to get Megumi, Nobara, and then maybe this Yuji. But at the same time, if you do need like a really good blue DPS character, you don't have any good blue DPS characters, then sure, you know, like if we go to real quick to SSR characters here for blue, what is it like? Yeah, blue here, because right now Yuji is pretty good as blue DPS character. Yuta's probably still number 1, I'm assuming, for blue DPS. So I'd say if you don't have like Yuta or Sakana, then maybe you want her to go for Yuji, but I'd say probably still better just to wait, because the Gojo, from what I heard, is pretty good. So yeah, overall, what should I say? Should you summon for this Yuji? I'd say probably wait a little bit, at least wait 1 more week. I'm gonna be doing summons anyways. I'm at least trying to get 1 copy first, and then I'll see how things pan out there, because I don't have too many cubes at the moment. But yeah, I'd say overall probably just wait for Gojo to come out next week is what I would say. Of course, we do also have a recollection bit for his banner. It's going to be this one right here, so let's take a look at what it does. So it's going to be physical focus, so then whenever you do an ultimate, you're going to increase your own blue damage blue damage dealt by 85%, really strong for one turn one time. You're also going to increase your own black flash rate by 15% for 2 turns. And then if the character is a Tokyo Jutsu high school year 1 character, it's also going to increase their ultimate gauge charging rate by 15% for 2 turns. When you have one dupe, if self is receiving increases a black flash rate at the start of the turn, so basically a couple of Yujis, he's going to increase his own critical hit rate by 20% and increase own physical stat by 10% for 1 turn. And then with 3 dupes, you're going to be dealing 90. You're going to have a 90% blue damage dealt buff, and then let's see, I think. Oh, and then also a 20% ultimate gauge charging rate. So pretty good. Also 5 turn cooldown, really good actually, because the really good recollection are usually only like a 6 turn cooldown, so this being a 5 turn cooldown is pretty cool. But yeah, this is a really strong recollection bait. Even if you're not a Tokyo Jutsu high year 1, so you can't take advantage of this ultimate gauge charging rate, that's still fine because the blue damage dealt is really good when you do the ultimate, and then black flash rate is pretty nice too, right? So I'd say overall this is a really strong recollection bit. So if you do get this one, it is really good. Yeah, this is like a really good recollection bit. Next we have a I don't remember which one of these is the ultimate one, because from the from the timeline here there's like 4, because one I think this one might be because there's like gonna be a login one and then one's gonna be from the event. I think this might be from the event. Let's see, so this is gonna be mixed damage here. Whenever you do a skill or ultimate, so basically do anything, you're going to increase all allies yellow type damage dealt by 5% for 1 turn. If the equipped character is a Tokyo Jutsu High Year 1 or Jutsu High official, you're going to increase all allies yellow type damage dealt by 15% for 1 turn. So this sounds like it's going to mainly be built for like the Gojo, because Gojo's yellow. At the start of the turn, with 1 dupe, you're going to increase your own ultimate gauge charging rate by 2% for 2 turns. At the start of the wave, you're going to increase the effect further the more Tokyo Jutsu High Year 1 students there are, up to 20% for 3 characters. And then you're also going to increase your own ultimate gauge charging rate by 5% for 2 turns at the start of the wave, based on the Jutsu High officials, up to 10% for only 1 character. So basically, if you put this on Gojo, and then you run the full summer team, right? The Gojo and then Megumi, Yuji, and Obara, you basically get the full 10% and the 20% here. Honestly, pretty good. Yeah, this is the one from the Nexus free here. But yeah, this is honestly a pretty good one for support. I'd say this is like a pretty good support one here that you can just run as like a support recollection bit. With 3 dupes though, it's going to be a 5% damage dealt for all yellow type characters, and then a 15% increase for all, let's see if this is equipped. Oh, my bad. So yeah, if you use the skill, you're going to get 5% damage dealt for all allies for 1 turn, and then if this is equipped to Tokyo Jutsu High Year 1 or Jutsu, or my bad, a Tokyo Jutsu High Year 1 student or Jutsu High official, then you increase all allies yellow type damage dealt by 15% for 1 turn. So basically that's going to be like what, 20%? I mean, it's not bad, right? It's decent. And it's going to go down to 8 turn cooldown, which is a little high, but you know, it's fine. But yeah, I'd say it's like a decent free-to-play recollection bit for like you can just use for the team. So honestly, not bad. I mean, it's not broken, right? But I was like, it's decent. It's not bad. And then we got another one here. This is going to be the login one, I'm pretty sure. So basically, when you do a command skill, you recover your ultimate gauge by 240, not your cooldown. And then at the start of the turn, if your ultimate gauge is maxed out twice per battle, you recover your own HP by 5%. Does not activate when HP is 100% though. Yeah, it's kind of trash. It's kind of whatever. I wouldn't really worry about it. I'd say, yeah, the Yuji one is going to be type easily double S tier, really good. The other ones, the event one's actually decent. I'd say it's probably like a solid A tier offensive one. And then the other login one's pretty trash. It's not that good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, it looks like JP got this thing as well, this curse sweep thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for, for right now. Next week, we're going to be getting a new Gojo, so I'll be making sure I make a video for him when he comes out. But from what I've been hearing, he's really good, and also you might just want to wait for him because he's a lot better. And then of course, another week or 2 later, we'll be getting the summer version of Megumi and Nobara. Looks like they came out together actually, so we'll see how they do it on global. They might split them up, not too sure, but I think I heard they weren't too bad either, specifically Nobara. But I do know at the very least they're not duper lines, so that's pretty cool. Only Gojo and Yuji are. But yeah. Anyways, to wrap things up, should you summon for this Yuji? Honestly, I'd say his recollection was really good. Himself as a character is not bad. His dupes, the upgrades he gets with his dupes aren't really too crazy. Technically, you only really need 3 dupes to really make him, to get the most out of him. Because the last 2 dupes for 4 and 5 only increase his combo ultimate, which is not bad, but like, is not really like adding a lot more to his kit other than like, besides, you know, dupes 1 through 3, those are adding more, specifically dupe 1 and dupe 3. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. If you really need to do a blue DPS character that badly, I guess it wouldn't hurt, but at the same time, I'm like, might want to wait for other characters, or at the very least try to see if you can pull the Gojo and the other characters first before you pull this Yuji. So I'd say probably not a skip, but maybe like just a wait and see, wait at least 1 week is what I would say for this Yuji here. But yeah, hope this video helps you guys out. Good luck with you guys summons if you guys are still planning to go for Yuji or for all the characters, which I will be trying my best, but I don't have them in the queue, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, with that being said, I'll catch y'all later. Peace and take care, everybody.